Okay, can you tell us what your name is and how old you are?
Okay, I was adopted, Joan Mary Marriage, but for 22 years I lived as Zoey. That's what I call myself.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, what did you
How
ask?
old are you now?
39.
Okay, and tell us about your upbringing. You said you grew up, but you didn't know you were adopted.
I never knew I was adopted.
Hmm.
When I found out I was adopted, I ran away from home. I was 16 years old. I was still a virgin. I ended up on the street. I ended up prostituting. Always send money home, whatever. I had three children before I was even 21 years old. Um, even 18. My eldest one is 21. So the hospital didn't allow me to go with my children. So I had to sign my children off because I was underage.
Mm.
And then, yeah, I was underage. But
And what was it like growing up? You said you were. What was it like with your mom and dad or the adopted
we
parents?
were always abused. Me, I was
Okay.
always abused. There was never love.
Okay.
Even until today, you can look at my face, it's very serious.
Yeah.
I'm still seeking for love. I'm
Mhm.
living with a boyfriend for 16 years. We lost at sex like 6 years ago, but I love him to bits.
Yeah.
I live on the street. I used to live when I used to prostitute, I used to stay in places where I paid 26,000 in a month.
Mm.
And things was going nice. I used to do drugs and stuff like that. But then I bought myself a dog when Blackberry came out.
A dog.
Yeah, a puppy.
Okay.
There was two puppies. There was a beautiful one, and then there was a one which looked like he have my syndrome. And I bought the one which looked like he had my syndrome. And he was a Labrador golden retriever. I still have him. And because of him growing up, he grew very big and fat, making a noise. No hotels wanted to take me, no places wanted to take me. I couldn't afford the rent anymore because at the same time I bought the dog, I was also pregnant with my last child.
Mhm.
So I was pregnant, so the only thing I wish I could afford was hotels, like sleeping girls, where you pay like 550 a day. And because of my dog, they didn't want to accept. So I ended up on the street. I've been on the street now for 8 years. It was nice on the street because of my dog. I got a lot of things from people, and it was nice until other homeless people come from other places. Then they would rob people where we live. Like we stay in the white area, like where people pay tax, and we're not supposed to park cars and things like that. And so other people who also live on the street would come and rob people where we lived in. We get accused of it. So
Where do you live now?
at the moment, I don't have a place to stay. I'm about to. I'm, at the moment, I'm looking for 700 rand for a Wendy house. It's they call it like Hawkies, but it's Wendy
Yes.
houses.
Is that at the back of other
No, no,
houses,
no, no,
right?
no, no, no.
Okay.
It's like an open field,
Mm.
but where people is allowed to stay because it's too much people. The law enforcement can't chase them away. It's too much people.
Yeah.
So it's only where there's little people, like less than 20 people. The law enforcement evicted.
Okay.
Like we've been evicted 3 times.
Okay.
We've been evicted Friday, and then we lost everything.
Where were you staying then?
Opposite the skateboard park.
Okay. Close to Garden Center, right?
No, in Payton Kant Street,
Yes.
where KFC is, and turn
Yes.
left. There's a
Yes.
skate just
Yes.
opposite.
Okay. I saw there were people there, but now not no people there now.
Yes,
Okay.
but we were not a lot of people.
Okay.
But I don't know what was the problem there. But first we used to stay at the wild park
Mm.
inside, and then opposite, and then we got evicted inside opposite, and then around the corner also different places.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is not nice. We struggle. We live out of the bin.
How do they do it? When like, is it this? It's the city of Cape Town, right? What happens?
Yeah, all of them come, then they
Okay.
are very rude.
Mm.
Then they just take your stuff without telling you anything.
Okay.
And then they just put your stuff like first they would come, they would give you a date.
Okay.
But they won't come on that date. Meaningly they prepare you for that date. So Like the first time they came like maybe 2 days afterwards, the other one maybe a week. They don't they give, for example, they give you the 30th of June. Then they won't come the 30th of June. They would come later on.
Okay.
But when they come, they take everything.
Okay.
So
Where do they
but
tell you to go? Do they tell you to go somewhere else?
no,
or-
they want to put you in a shelter.
Okay.
And when you live in a shelter, it's like jail, okay? There's lies and stuff. And in a shelter, you need to be out 7 o'clock in the morning. And you come back 7 o'clock in the night. So where you going to be 7 o'clock in the whole day? I mean, like, if it's raining, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so you got to sit outside. Then what do they
No,
want you
no,
to do?
not
Find?
inside the complex.
I mean, like outside.
Outside.
Like, do they want you to find a job or like what? What do they say you
They
need to
don't
do?
really care. Because there was a place called Streetscape,
Yeah.
which used to help. First, they were so interested in helping the people with IDs and everything. As the project goes on, they become lesser and lesser, lesser, lesser. Until now, they're only giving 1 month, 1 month contract. But it's not like the people how much the people used to get paid. The people used to get paid like 4,800, but now they get paid 90 rand a day, meaning it's like two something a month. And
Is that to do work then?
I don't know the type of work. Like I applied for it, and they wanted me to come and sign every morning quarter to 7. So quarter to 7 in the morning is the time when you are looking in the bins for food. You need to eat. I have a dog who also need to eat, and we need to get clothing. We don't have money for clothing and stuff, and we need to look all of that stuff in the bin.
Yeah.
And blankets, everything, where is that, whatever, we need to wash it out. And sometimes you get valuable stuff. I don't know, people just throw stuff away.
In the trash can or what?
Yeah, then you can sell it, and then you can buy yourself something nice which you would love to eat yourself. But the outside world is really killing us because you get a lot of sickness, like pneumonia,
Yeah.
makes you ugly. The people doesn't want to give you water, makes you to become dirty. There's no way how you can get water. Places where they dish out food, they don't dish out. I think they dish out food comparing to the money they're receiving from I don't know where, because I think there's also a shortage of food. The food is so little, and
But you see, most people would think that it would be better to live in a shelter than it would be on the street. Can you maybe explain why that isn't the case?
it's just for the sleeping.
Okay, but then during the day you got to be
You need to
out
be
and
out.
doing whatever.
That's why you see people standing under robots
Yeah.
begging for food because they're hungry during the day.
Yeah. So
They
then,
only get 2 meals a day.
so at the shelter you get like a morning and the afternoon meal.
Yeah.
How does it work there? And you're saying it's quite restrictive.
I've
right?
never been there, but I've known people who've been there. Like they say it's the same like jail,
Same one.
like jail.
But you haven't been to shelters. You've
No,
been to shelters.
no. I
not
got a
once.
dog.
Okay.
I rather live like a hobo on the street
Yeah.
until my dog dies. Our eviction was on the 30th, and before that happened, some people had complaints about my dog. I have the most cleverest dog in the whole Cape Town. He's a leopard dog. He's so fat. His name is Lincoln. If you go to Checkers without the leash, I speak to him the way I speak to you. He would go and he would wait outside. I come out with my bag. He would take my bag. He would run. He would know when to stop. He's so cute.
Cute.
And when it's raining, and then he would lie like next to the pavement, like almost in the street. And then people would stop because the white people like
People
dogs.
love
I'm not
dogs, yeah.
using him. And then he would lie there, and then they would stop like, what's happening, like this dead person lying. And then I would go there, and then they would ask what's the problem, and then I would tell him no, he haven't eaten decently for a couple of days, which he haven't, because I normally get chicken bones in the bun and then I boil it again to make it soft. I boil it very long. And 1 to 3, because of him I get everything. Then 1 to 3 they would go to the shop, come back.
Okay.
Decent food, and decent food for us is like Christmas.
What's your favorite food?
Really, I don't have a favorite.
Or what if you had a
I like soup.
special meal? You like soup. It's nice and warm and
My own soup, yeah. And if I make food, I like to throw in different type of spices. I never grew up in the house. Remember, I ran away when I was 16 years
Tell us
old.
about the time when you ran away when you were 16. What happened there?
Okay, I ran away from home. I got to live with the truck with the I don't know, something about the the trucks driving long roads like
Distance,
to
yeah.
Joburg. And
Yeah.
so the one guy said they just came from PE and I can come and stay with him. So he took me actually to a drug den and then I was raped there for a whole week and I saw how they killed the person. And then you won't believe me, but then they were speaking over the mic. It was a Muslim area. It was called Parkwood. I'm talking about 22 years ago. So they said that in 2 days' time they'll be coming from door to door to from door to door to what do you call it? Door to door to see that
To try and find the guy that was
yes.
murdered. Okay.
Yes. So it was on a Friday, so all the men went to church, like Muslim church. So one lady came to me, she told me, listen, yeah, I know you know something about that guy. And that people they got plans with you, but I need to know something from you. She tell me she'll give me 50 rand if I tell her the truth. And about the boyfriend, she's about to get married like in a couple of weeks time, but she's unsure something is disturbing her. She asked me whether her boyfriend ever flirted with me. And I tell her, no, your boyfriend is the one who keep on wanting to move.
Yeah.
I got a very open mouth and she couldn't believe it and she asked me, really? Then I explained to her, he wants to have sex all the time. And I explained to her that when he comes very quickly. Then she knew I was talking the truth.
Okay.
And she knew that he likes, you must lick his nipples. And then she knew.
Yeah.
So she told me that she doesn't have 50 rand. But what she's going to do now, she's going to save my life. She said
Okay.
when they was going to come from church, he was going to kill me. I was at the drug den in the backyard, in a windy house. Nobody knew I was there. I was just there.
Just
Sorry. I was just there being fucked. And to being fucked. But she gave me
like a
5
slave,
rand and she told me, now you get in the taxi and you climb out in Cape Town. And then she told me that they were gonna kill me because I saw something I wasn't supposed to see. And I came in the taxi to Cape Town. And when I came to Cape Town, I was so hungry. I didn't know what to do, and I was wondering, where's my mother? Why doesn't she come look for me? Oh, but nevertheless,
Did she ever come and look for you?
only for money.
Really? Why did she need money?
I think she adopted me for money, but I think God punished her so badly because I'm not talking bad about her. Listen, yeah, I was my father's real child. My father marrying this woman. This woman she have her own children. This woman adopting me. I don't know what, because she loved money too much. My father always used to say that when he dies one day he will leave me everything, and my family were well off. We had fruit and veg stores at the marks. My father used to have ships going out with fish like that. We used to have 2 houses. We used to have vehicles. And,
Which area was that?
Biala.
Okay.
And then my father always used to say, when he dies one day, he will leave everything for me. But and I know my father were at Old Mutual because Old Mutual always used to send him Reader's Digest books. And I always used to go take his post. And I was my father's eye apple. But nevertheless, one day when the carnival was here, I saw a guy look just like my father, but the guy was thinner. And I look at him, and the guy asked me like, my nickname was Mayra. Mayra? What are you doing here? Then I said, I don't know you. You tell me hi. I'm a confused woman. Why didn't you go home? Your father left you everything. I tell him I don't know you. Because we had my father's speeches, but can I say he was grey, white grey. My father was never white grey. My father used to look like a Durbanite. And
Yeah.
but my father said he never used to be grey. And so I phoned my mother and I told her about it. She told me a few minutes later, it was 15 years ago, and it was very strange to me. So yeah.
So you ended up in Cape Town then, and then you never went back to
No, no,
Belhar.
no. I'm still speaking.
Okay.
So I got sick of life. Tried to commit suicide 3 times. The first time is when I hanged myself. Nothing happened.
Where was that?
Where I lived, in the tree.
Okay.
Somebody came to save me. The second time, I drink sleeping tablets. I can't come by the name now, but I drink a lot of sleeping tablets. And then I woke up in the morgue. There were already people was already making donations for funeral planning, whatever. And then the third time was when I burned myself out. I lost my finger, my whole body's burned out. Now, which person is gonna burn himself out? So when I burned myself out, I used to be very clean at first. Because when we used to stay at certain places, it was nice. Understand? It was nice. There was water. You can do your washing. You can do anything. Like that time we didn't know about crashing the burn. That time we used to park cars to eat. And so I needed to get somebody to help me to wash. So I went home. I let the social workers take me home. Um, they took me home, and I was shocked when my family didn't want to open the door for me. It was so embarrassing. I mean,
Why didn't they?
apparently because my father left me everything, and they started selling from the stuff already.
Okay. So he was gone, and then it was just your.
No, he died when Corona started, but not from Corona. And my father wasn't sick. It's very odd to me, but nevertheless, I can't say because I wasn't at home. So yeah, I can't say because I wasn't at home, but until now they don't want me. So me and my brother, we had a big problem. We never used to like each other because he was always like I always used to call him Muffy, and he always used to call me Pig Face and ugly names, and we just never used to like each other. And he was the one coming to fetch me, and I stayed at his house. And after 2 months, his wife divorced him because of my family. My family said, no, we're not blood, and I'm a prostitute, and things like that, and I can sleep with him. And then she started to get paranoid of the way he is, but there was nothing going on. And yeah, I had to come back. And when I came back, 3 days after that, I catch pneumonia. And yeah, I am.
And this, so you came back to the streets, you're saying?
Yes. So like right now, we got evicted like 3 times in 1 month. So I can go to the shelter. I can go and work, but who's gonna look after my dog?
But I know there's shelters that look after dogs and people,
No, they
right? Like
don't.
Roscan,
They don't.
Sandton. Is it
They
not?
don't. They don't. They don't even give you clothes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what would you like people to know about living on the streets or your situation?
There's some people who wants to live on the street.
Yes.
Some people doesn't have a choice but to live on the street.
What is your reality?
What is reality means?
I mean, like, what for you? What is it? Do you want to live on the street, or do you feel like you don't
No,
have
no,
an
no.
option?
I think my family chose for me to live on the street.
Okay, because of
Because I've tried plenty times. I always, when I used to prostitute, I never used to like what I do.
yeah.
And I that time used to work for gangsters. Like now it's Nigerians operating Cape Town and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but those days it was gangsters who was like Chris Lankop and KTN and Armin, Faruqi the Ghost, Anthony. So I got taught to rob. Our thing was to rob. Understand? We got told that that guy do have his own wife at home. Understand? He doesn't care nothing about you. Just the sex and the act. And tomorrow he drive past you, see a new girl, he will just drive past you. So you rob him one time, but you rob him in a nice way.
How do you rob him?
We used to work with jealousy. Always try to invite another girl to come and join.
Okay.
And but that girl is supposed to give the guy like a nicer time what he picked me up. I'm the good looking one. And then I would tell him, no, let's take that one. But he picked me up. I was his choice. I was the one wanting to have another girl because apparently I like girls. And at the end of the day, she would ask that she wants to be alone with him and blah blah. Okay, while they're like that, jealousy would start. You understand? But first, we need to make the guy come to have his sperm to rob him. They have proved that he picked a prostitute. And yeah, and then how we robbed him is two girls. We will get hold of his car keys,
Okay.
his cell phone, and maybe we charge him like 500. That 500 we would make 5,000 rand, or maybe even 10,000 rand. It depends how much money or what type of job you got.
So you keep his car keys and you say he needs
No,
to use
you
it
get
back?
it back when he gives the money.
Okay, so he's going. Okay.
Yeah,
And-
then he used to get clients who used to do drugs too. I used to have a client who jumped himself dead from drugs, and then I used to have a client who he did drugs and he thought he was a Jack Sparrow, and so he was supposed to go to the ATM in the morning. Now before a client goes to the ATM in the morning, we take him to Edgar's. Edgar's open. It's the only shop which open very early from all the other shops.
Yeah.
So then but we make him shopping first for us, for the whole family, whatever we need. And then afterwards, we go to the bank, whatever, but we treat him nicely. We know how to do it. So I had this client, he thought he was smoking crack cocaine that time. And he thought he was Jack Sparrow. His father had to come out of Booster to come and remove him from Nedbank in Greenpoint, in Sea Point, because he's rapping with everybody the whole time. And he didn't want to have anything. He's just like it was crack cocaine, and then there's another drug. It was called Ease. Okay, Ease was a drug when you get the multi-millionaire guys. We can see who really have money, who doesn't care about paying you 10,000 rand. If they draw like over, they can draw 50,000 rand by the ATM. You get that type of guys. But what you give that guys, if we give them ease, ecstasy, those days. Now we drop an E, a blood sensor, makes you very nice, and it goes with rave music. Now we drop an E, and I ask you, what car do you drive? You say, no, I drive a BMW. Can I take it for a drive? No, you can sue my hand. And I would ask like, my brother don't have a 20 rand to borrow me. I don't carry cash with me. So how do you mean? My money's in the bank. I must go to the bank too. Okay, fine. Easy like that.
But you're saying you're not prostituting anymore, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Why did you, or when did you stop, or why did you stop?
My dog bit somebody and I couldn't pay the expenses. So they wanted to put my dog off. So I asked the court if there's not something else which I can do. So they sent me to jail for 18 months. And
Because of the dog, or what? No?
that I couldn't pay it for the person to go to the hospital and back.
Yes.
I know that takes a fee to hospital and back because I'm a streetwise. But this person is talking about 1,000 blah 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 blah. So I never had that money that time. So you get a cheaper taxi that time. It was 750. So I didn't want to pay it. And so there was one lady who was there for murder, and she told me of beauty and ugly. I always thought that if you have cruise hair, you are ugly. If you have a nice body, I always thought white people were the best people. But she told me like, just look at that person. If that person is get a visit, you're gonna see how that person's meanness change. She's not nice anymore. She's gonna be rude. And she told me, look at that person. That person doesn't get doesn't get a visit. Now we get a visit, you get money on your property and you feel important in jail. And she would tell me like, just look at that person. And now I've learned the thing about ugly and beauty. And I met God, and every night she used to pray. And her boyfriend used to abuse her, and she couldn't sleep. And I used to suffer those days. I used to do drugs. So if you don't do drugs, you get this toothache. I used to suffer from toothache, and she always used to tell me pray, and she prayed for me, and I started believing what she's praying, and that's
Okay.
how I met God.
Okay. And then now you're saying you're kind of not on drugs or prostituting anymore.
No. I just don't have a place to stay.
Okay.
Like,
So if people, so we need to finish now because it's starting to rain. But is there anything? How can people help you if they wanted to help you? Where can they find you? What can they give you a job or what? And where are you currently?
what I would wish for, or what I would do, because of where we're staying is, why giving people jobs? I'm just making a suggestion. When you say open grounds, if you go up, unnecessary grounds, unnecessary
house.
rivers and stuff,
Yeah.
why doesn't somebody just buy a big ground, put a ceiling around it, let somebody build windy houses or shacks or anything, and I'll make a deal with them. Listen, we pick you up every morning from this time to this time. You work for free because you stay for free. Understand?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And when you come from there, we'll give you places where you can park cars. That's how you're gonna earn your food. I'm just suggesting.
That's a good
But,
idea.
but you must be inside on a certain point. Maybe 7 o'clock we lock the gate. Yes, we must be one main gate. Do you understand?
Yeah.
7 o'clock we locked it, and
Yeah.
like that. I'm just
So you just want a
suggesting.
place to stay that you can. They don't have. That's not going to be broken up every couple of months, right? That you have to move. You want a place to stay and then a place to go
I
out
would
to
love
do a
to
bit
have
of
a
work,
job.
and
I
that's
would
all.
love to have a job.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Is there anything else you would like people to know before we close off about living on the streets, about women living on the streets?
We might look dirty sometimes. It's because nobody want to give us water. Water is a very, very big problem.
Yeah, you're scarce. Yeah.
If you wash, you have to wash in a small bucket of water. Nobody wants to give us water. And people are staying in complex who sometimes gives us food and stuff. They say they can't give us water. I don't know why. So if you do see people looking dirty, whatever, they can't help looking
Yeah,
dirty.
maybe give them water, donate
They
something.
are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us and
Welcome.
all of the best to you.
Thank you.
Bye.